Thrilling move.
It's the biggest rivalry in British ice hockey. It's the Sheffield Steelers taking on the Nottingham Panthers. Game 2 of the Christmas series between the Sheffield Steelers and the Nottingham Panthers. And after the Boxing Day game at the NIC, the Panthers lead by 1-0. A 2-1 victory for Corey Nielsen's men over David Matsos's Sheffield side in front of 6,500 people. They're expecting a similar crowd here tonight. Steelers Panthers, it's what it's all about at Christmas, Rick, and both you and I, well, we witnessed a great game last night, didn't we?
It was an outstanding hockey game. It's a credit to the sport here. 6,500 people, great atmosphere, great hockey game, some big hits, a fight, some great goaltending, and we expect the same thing tonight.
One of the things you and I talked about both last night and, of course, when we arrived here at the Sheffield Arena was the way the Nottingham Panthers played. They went after the Sheffield Steelers, especially those two big French-Canadian defensemen. Larocque especially went physically after the Sheffield Steelers.
Well, yeah, Larocque and Demore did what they're supposed to. They're brought here to be big physical defensemen. We haven't seen a lot of them play like that a lot this year, but last night they went out there and they played physical, and sometimes they were mean, trying to intimidate the Sheffield Steelers, and they did a pretty good job.
Sheffield, of course, were without their captain Jonathan Phillips. They also lost Jason Hewitt for a lengthy period of the opening sequence of that game. He fought Bruce Richardson. Did that then affect how Sheffield played against Nottingham? Cruikshank wasn't allowed to go after Larocque, after Demore. Do you think he will tonight?
I think he has to. This is his home rink, and he's got to go out there and he's got to set the tone saying, hey, you know what, guys? If you want to play like that at home, you ain't playing like that in my rink.
You Western Canadian boys, you ain't too keen on the French, are you?
Hey, you know what? It's a thing. Western League boys think they're the toughest players in the league.
Well, after the Boxing Day games, let's take a look at the league standings, because there were some strange results last night in the Elite Ice Hockey League, as well as the Sheffield Steelers going down 2-1 to the Nottingham Panthers. Coventry went down in Cardiff. And surprisingly, at the Bay, in Whitley Bay, the Newcastle Vipers beat out the Belfast Giants again.
Oh, it's just strange results. You think going into the weekend, I thought Cardiff would beat Coventry. Cardiff, for whatever reason, is so strong at home, can't win on the road. Belfast, I thought they were, the team to win the league. Went into Newcastle, and for whatever reason, Michelle Robinson's back, and they went 4-2.
So let's take a look at that league table. Coventry still having the upper hand with those 4 games in hand over the Nottingham Panthers. The Belfast Giants third, Cardiff. Newcastle have their first win in 6, so congratulations to Rob Wilson's men. And Sylvain Cloutier, of course. He got a victory up in Edinburgh, an overtime victory.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row for Hull. They got to start somewhere. You got to, little steps before you start running, and they've won 2 in a row. Now they're back at home tonight, and they got to try to make it 3 in a row.
We talk about this rivalry here between the Sheffield Steelers and the Nottingham Panthers, and it is the biggest rivalry in British ice hockey by a country mile. But some other big rivalries as well, playing tonight. Reverse games from Boxing Day. Newcastle going into Belfast. That's going to be a tough haul for Rob Wilson's men, and Coventry have got to get back to winning ways at home against Cardiff.
Well, you got Belfast and Coventry who want to win the title. You know what? They got to bounce back and win these games tonight. If they do not win, it's going to put a little pressure. Nottingham, they win tonight. Well, hey, they're right back in it.
Well, it was Christmas come early for Corey Nielsen on Boxing Day after his victory over the Sheffield Steelers. I caught up with the head coaches, David Matsos of the Steelers, but first I caught up with Corey. Corey, your 2 boys got what they wanted on Christmas Day, and you certainly got your presents on Boxing Day. A fine performance last night by Nottingham.
Yeah, the guys played very well. It was a playoff-style atmosphere. It had a little bit of everything. There was fights, a couple goals. Power play struggled a little bit, which I didn't like. But, no, we did well. We also got some good results around the league.
Sheffield and Nottingham games are always, as you say, full of energy and emotion. Last night, tonight's going to be the same here. As a coach, you don't have to get your guys up. Do you have to almost bring them down a little bit? They get too wound up?
Definitely. That's the big thing for us in the past. When we've played Sheffield, the guys have kind of exploded either on the referee or on themselves, and Sheffield are so good. They seem to counterpunch us all the time, and we get suckered. So my biggest thing with them is just telling them after their shift, sit down, relax, shut your brain off for a second. When you're up for your next shift, kind of get yourself up, help the guys on the ice, and then obviously when you're up, you play to your full potential.
It was a big night for Nottingham. Not only your result, but around the league results went in your favour, didn't they? Another 2 points tonight, a 4-point weekend, and the Panthers are bang smacking it again.
Yeah, I think Belfast obviously struggled in that small arena. The puck doesn't lay flat. It makes it tough on teams. You never know which way it's going to go, and Cardiff is so good at home. You never know what's going to happen. So yeah, we hope to put a good performance tonight. We know Sheffield's going to be strong. They're going to be fast, and I think their forecheck's going to be a little faster tonight. So we'll have to deal with that and get back at them.
Cameron Mann missed last night. Congratulations to him and his wife for another baby. I noticed Marty Gascon up in the stands here. So Mann in for Gascon. Is that the only change you've made?
That's the only change we've made, yeah. Cameron had a little baby girl, beautiful baby girl, and he's excited to be back in the lineup.
Dave, back in the arena, it was outstanding game for any of the paying spectators to watch yesterday. Is it going to be more of the same tonight?
I would think so. I think both teams, when they, you get the rivalry that we got, just a lot of passion, a lot of energy gets in the game, and the fans are certainly a big part of that. We're expecting a big crowd tonight for us, and I expect both teams. It was going to be 6 periods, just a hard-fought battle. So I expect the same tonight.
Nottingham, especially the two big French defensemen, went after the Sheffield Steelers physically. A lot after the whistle. Was that something that got on your nerves and something you'll be talking to Murray Hansen about before the start of this game?
Well, you know what, I think it is one of those things where, yeah, they took some liberties, but I think that if it does occur, I think that the refs can intervene and stop that from happening. I mean, it wasn't a case where they were stepping in and dropping the gloves or anything like that. It was just little things to get under the guy's skin and just create that little bit of frustration out of our guys. But I think after reviewing the game again, I think there was a lot of situations, maybe from both sides. Obviously we're a little bit biased, as everybody would be, and Nielsen might be the same way. But I think that a lot more could have been done. I'm hoping for that tonight, and just create maybe a bit more of a flow in the game by tightening things up. 2
power play goals and 1 short-handed goal with a 3 last night. Do you see it being a special team battle again this evening?
Oh yeah, it was definitely special teams last night. I thought both teams played very tight 5-on-5. Nothing was really over-created for both sides, to be fair. And I don't mind that style. I mean, that was us last year, and all those 2-1 games and stuff. It's something that we haven't seen a lot of this year as a Steelers team, and obviously we want to be the other side of it. But I'd like for our guys to get that sort of mentality back. It's 5-on-5. Let's be strong defensively. The offense will come, as we saw it happen last year. But a 2-1 game, I mean, and an intense game. I rather enjoyed seeing that last night.
Ones to watch, a big game, a big night. We go for the big players. Jeff Legui.
He's just like the Energizer Bunny out there. Never stops skating. He creates so much from just his speed. He's a great hockey player. He leads the Sheffield Steelers every night.
45 points this year. He assisted on Doug Shepard's power play goal last night. That was his 100th assist in 2.5 years.
Oh, yeah, he's brought here to get points, and that's what he does. But he does other things. He blocks shots. He finishes his checks. He kills penalties. He does it all for him.
Is he the franchise guy, him and Sarich?
He is the franchise guy. I've never seen him have a bad game.
OK, here's your Western boy, and we think he might have to sort the French guys out a little bit later on. Brad Cruikshank. You've talked in the past about his secondary scoring. I think tonight he's going to have a bigger role, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not a big guy. He's 5'10", but he's very strong. He's a good fighter. He's got to go out tonight, and he's got to make sure that this rink is his. And
he can change momentum in this building straight away, can't he?
Of course he is. The fans, he's going to get the fans right into the game, right off the bat. He's got to go out there and challenge Demore or LaRock and say, hey, listen, you know what? You want to intimidate the little guys? You got to fight me.
Let's talk about Nottingham Panthers little guy. He's back in the Panthers lineup permanently now. Johan Moline, as skilled as they come.
Oh, you're right. They don't get any more skilled than him. What I really like about him is his two-way hockey. He's great defensively. He's a great passer. He's another one of those guys who can play in the power play. He can also kill penalties.
Has that made the decision to drop Gascon tonight from the lineup easier, knowing you've got Moline?
Yeah, he's a way better hockey player. Hands down, he's got it all. He's won with these guys before. He's going to put up some numbers. He's a great passer. He's a good two-way hockey player.
One man who took a few liberties on Boxing Day and certainly made his presence known. You talk about Cruikshank owning the Sheffield Arena tonight. LaRock owned the NIC on Boxing Day. He took it physically, didn't he, to Sheffield?
Well, yeah, he's a big guy. He's 6'4". That's what he's there. He's got to be physical. He's got to be mean. He's got to be tough. They got two of them. They got him and Demore, and they play together, and they were, they got to throw their bodies around. They got to be physical.
Will Sheffield try and get the puck behind Larocque and Demore because that's maybe a weakness?
Yeah, it's any team, you want to get the puck in behind the defenseman. Sheffield have small, fast forwards. Nottingham have huge defensemen. The thing is, they got to get the puck in behind them. They got to win those races.
Let's just talk about the lineup change the Nottingham Panthers have made with Marty Gascon sitting out. They've lost a natural centreman, haven't they? Who do they put into that position? Is it Moline or maybe even Mark Levers?
Yeah, they got Levers, Moline, and Bergen, all three of them. Last night they used Bergen as a center. They're gonna have to go out there, and we know how important face-offs are tonight. They're gonna probably use all three of them and see who's doing the best on the draw, and then stick with that one.
Was that a surprise change for you when you got here tonight to find that Gascon was sitting out, or is that a no-brainer?
No, that's a no-brainer. You're gonna, Bergen had a huge game last night. Gascon, he does this. He's slick and he's not very physical. And then you got Mann or Gascon. Who are you going to put in? You're going to put Mann in, Gascon out. Easy decision.
Yeah, cameraman back in the lineup. So we ask you for the prediction. Sheffield been playing better, but the Nottingham Panthers a chance to go top tonight. Where are you going?
I can take the Sheffield Steelers.
That's funny. So am I. Sheffield Steelers, Nottingham Panthers. Period one comes after the break. I know you're not going to go anywhere for this one. It's a hockey night in Sheffield. It's the Steelers, and these people have travelled from Nottingham to look at the Panthers. It's going to be a Christmas crackerjack game. Even Steeler Dan's getting into the spirit of things, Rick. The Nottingham Panthers, Kevin St. Pierre played outstandingly well. We'll talk about Pierre in a moment. Let's take a look at the Sheffield Steelers lineup. Werner played really, really well last night for them, didn't he?
Yeah, he was, it's a playoff type game, and he was outstanding. Both goals, couldn't fault him on. He kept them in the game. Both goalies played well last night.
Defenseman as well, Randy Dagenet, Savage back in the lineup. Kevin Bollebrook as well, big, strong.
Yeah, big, strong defenseman. They're going to have to do a good job tonight. Their first job is just get the puck out of their zone, make that first pass.
Jonathan Phillips back in the lineup for the Steelers. They need their captain.
They need their captain. He's their inspirational leader. It's an extra pair of legs. They're short on forwards. They're good to have him back tonight.
One team that isn't short on players is the Nottingham Panthers. They've got two healthy scratches, Tonys and Gascon. We talked about St. Pierre. That was the best I've seen him play this year on Boxing Day.
Yeah, big game, big-time goaltender. That's what they said he was when he came here. He wins the big ones, and last night he did.
Let's take a look at the forwards. Bruce Richardson, he fought Jason Hewitt last night. He had a big game. He's their heartbeat, isn't he?
Yeah, he's our heartbeat of the whole team. He goes, he plays hard. He's not a very big guy, but he plays hard every night and in any building.
Most important man in the building tonight could well be that man there, Murray Hansen. He's had a long drive down from Scotland. Andy Carson called tons of penalties on Boxing Day. Murray Hansen, how's he going to call this game?
He's gonna let the guys play right off the bat. After the first whistle here, he's gonna see how the game goes. If it's chippy, he's gonna call some penalties to slow it down, and then he's gonna let them play.
Lakovic starts for the Nottingham Panthers. Played very well on Boxing Day, actually, the youngster. Cameraman in there as well. Sheffield are in their black kits. The Nottingham Panthers are in their white kits. Folks, sit back, enjoy. This is as good as it gets in British ice hockey. The Steelers and the Panthers, and the 6,500 here to watch it as well. As the Panthers come from right to left, and Bollebrook steps in, and it's a chance for Man at the back door. Big chance early doors, McCaslin. Early chance.
Oh, it was a great play by Mann. He just walked by two Steelers there, and a great pass to the back door, and they should have buried.
Lakovic centers a pass. It comes to Mann and McCaslin. Battling the corner, and it's all McCaslin again. He takes another shot. Werner puts his glove on it. The Nottingham Panthers just allowed to skate in front and have the freedom of the city of Sheffield.
Oh, it was just a great shift by the Panthers there. They did a great job of just winning the races to the puck and then beating guys out of the corner and creating odd man right here. Out of the corner, walks right out. Hey, you got to do a better job in your own end, or they're going to score a goal here. Look at that, wide open net.
And it's Sean McCaslin, the man you'd bank on.
Well, that's the guy you want shooting that puck there. And you know what? Made a little nervous to start off, but hey.
Galbraith takes a shot. It's all over. First penalty of the night's going to come in, I think, against Jeff Legui. We'll see. Oh, holding the stick call, actually. I thought it was Legui for holding. It's Richardson holding the stick. And Bruce Richardson will take the first penalty of the night here at the arena after just 54 seconds.
Yeah, I thought Legui's getting the penalty for hooking, and all of a sudden Maury calls. Hey, we're going to have to see the replay. Richardson thinks it's pretty funny, though. Here we go. Yeah, he's got his stick. He's holding it. Look at that. And then he's getting, good call by Maury Hansen.
Excellent call. His mum will be pleased.
That's an excellent call.
Christmas greetings to Mrs. Hansen. Face-off in the offensive zone for the Sheffield Steelers. Power play time for David Matsos's men. Just 1 for 9 on the power play last night, the Sheffield Steelers. They need more than that.
Oh, yeah, they definitely do. Both teams struggled on the power play last night. And it's a combination of great penalty killing, but last night's game was decided on special teams, and I'm sure tonight's will be no different.
Jeff Legui, of course, comes back to the point, doesn't he, on the power play for the Sheffield Steelers. It means Cruikshank joins the big unit as well. Legui and Sarich, they are the key.
They are the key. They're going to get the puck to either Sarich or Legui, and they want to get the puck to Sarich, who's going to try to find Legui for the one-timer and then get Cruikshank in front of the net to cause traffic.
And here is Sarich, and he's got Legui free, but Sarich goes the other way to Joe Talbot. He's got Doug Shepherd. Shepherd and Talbot. Here is Doug Shepherd down to Talbot, who's low. It's going to come back to the top. Sarich on a one-timer. Rebound comes to Talbot. Shoots goal. Joe Talbot banks one off Kevin St. Pierre, and the Sheffield Steelers lead by a goal to nil. A power play strike by Joe Talbot. His 17th goal of the year. His 9th on the power play. Talbot makes it 1-0 Steelers.
Now, there's nothing fancy about that power play. They win the draw. We talked about face-offs. Right there, they won the draw. Right back, puck control, get it to Sarich. They're looking for Legui. They can't find him. Here we go. They're looking for Legui. Sheriff says, I'll just shoot the puck. Talbot just shoots it off the back of St. Pierre and into the net.
That's Joey Talbot's second goal against the Panthers this year. He had 1 in 3 games coming in, but he's just banked one off St. Pierre. Steelers lead by a goal to nil. Here come the Panthers, though. It could be a mightily big weekend for the Nottingham Panthers. If they can collect 2 points here tonight, that would mean a 4-point weekend. And with Coventry and Cardiff all splitting and Belfast, then this could be a better Christmas present than Corey Nielsen could have hoped for. But his team are 1-0 down at the moment, and Cruikshank loses out in a battle. Bergin tries to chip one out in front for Moline. Steelers chip, and they do get it back out. Picked up by Stephen Lee. Gets it back to the player coach of the Panthers, Nielsen. Offensively gifted Nielsen. Wood chips off the side to Cruikshank. Big hit coming in from Kevin Bergin. Bergin using his size and his intensity. Scored a hat-trick here a couple of years ago in the Challenge Cup final for the Panthers against the Sheffield Steelers. He likes playing in this building. Stephen Wood, his first Sheffield Steelers Nottingham Panthers game in Sheffield.
Yeah, and he found out right now it's intense out there. Bergin hit him twice in one shift.
And a stretch pass looking for David Clark. And a penalty coming in. And it's going to be against Jason Hewitt. Penalty against the Sheffield Steelers. Slashing call against Hewitt, who was right at the centre of things on Boxing Day as well. That time was with Bruce Richardson. He doesn't agree with that call, but we'll see what the slashing call that Hansen saw.
Now we're going to have to watch because that was away from the play in the offensive zone. And the thing, if you want to win these games, you can't take those dumb penalties when away from the play.
Jason Hewitt, as you can see, caught a big right hand from Bruce Richardson on Boxing Day. That's the 5th time that those two have fought this season. Two character players. Hewitt's the heartbeat of the Steelers, Richardson the heartbeat of the Panthers.
Just a couple little middleweights just going hard last night, and unfortunately, Hewitt took a good right in the chops.
Well, let's see if the Sheffield Steelers can kill penalties a tad better than the Nottingham Panthers have so far. Steelers power play 1 for 1. First power play for the Panthers, and it's a good power play. Super skilled players, the Galbraiths, the Bergins, and of course the Sean McCaslins. But it's Bergin and Galbraith out there at the moment. McCaslin's waiting for it. Comes to McCaslin, who gets it back to Nielsen. Nielsen quick hands to Sean McCaslin. Back door is Richardson. Fires one, kicked away. It came off Legui, intercepted. Cameron Mann, he's looking, he's waiting, gives it to Bruce Richardson. Back to Nielsen, didn't fall nicely to him. Mann back out to McCaslin, who tries to take one out of the air, and the Steelers captain Jonathan Phillips comes with speed. He has Bergin beaten for speed, and he chips down to St. Pierre, who gives it back to Kevin Bergin. Galbraith comes from a change, Johan Moline is on. Moline, of course, in the white skates, he's the easiest player to find pretty much anywhere in the league. What's the key for the Nottingham Panthers on the power play, Rick?
Oh, they got so many. They got 2 great units, and this unit right here they're going to use is get the puck to the point and shoot it with some traffic.
Nottingham Panthers have the 2nd best power play in the league. 3rd best power play on the road. They score 1 in 5, 20%. That's about what they scored. I think they scored a little less than that on Boxing Day. Steelers chip down, just 30 seconds remain on this opening power play for the Panthers. Big George Larocque playing to David Clark. Bollebrook gets there first. Moline goes down. Bollebrook does a good job on him. Mann gets the puck out to Dave Clark, and Clark gives it back to Cameron Mann. Intercepted pass. Mann, of course, who didn't play on Boxing Day. Congratulations to him and his wife. I think Shauna, they had a baby called Avery, 9 pounds and 10 ounces. Here's Richardson. Steelers back to full strength. We're 5 on 5. Talking to 5s, it's a Dave Clark 5 who hammers one. Well, it was Larocque who hammered it. And there is George Larocque, big Frenchman, and we call him George, don't we?
Yeah,
he tried to be George Larocque last night, didn't he? He was the big killer guy who went after everybody.
he played tough and physical last night, and you know what? He did his job. You know, he's a big, huge guy, and that's how they got to play. If you're 6'4", you got to be noticed out there every shift.
Shot coming in. There is McCaslin's effort a little earlier, and he just deflected. 5 points for Mario Larocque so far this season. 2 goals, 3 assists. And the all-important 51 penalty minutes. Just under 5 gone, first period. Joey Talbot's goal is separating these 2 teams at the moment on the power play. Steelers lead 1-0. Here's Jason Hewitt. Danny Myers cuts across. Richardson back out there. Richardson's looking for the puck. Intercepted. Dowd has just robbed Lee. Back out to Hewitt. Takes a shot. Dowd has a good chance. St. Pierre's made the save, and the puck goes missing. Penalty against the Nottingham Panthers. Excellent work by Robert Dowd feeding Jason Hewitt.
Oh, that's all hard work for the Sheffield Steelers. They generated, they were forechecking, all 3 guys moving their feet. They stripped the puck off of Stevie Lee, and they came in it right here. This is his hard work. Strip the puck off him, take it in, right here, just a great little pass. He gets up and he misses the wide open net.
Puck was just lying there for Robert Dowd. Dowd had done the great work, robbed Lee, got the tug, still got up, and
hit the goalpost.
Hit the goalpost. Second power play of the night for the Sheffield Steelers, who presently at home have the best power play in the league. 26.1%, 24.1 overall gives them the best power play in the league, which surprises me, Rick, I've got to be honest. But the stats don't lie, and the Panthers chip out all the way down behind Andrew Werner's goal. This is Werner's first experience of a Sheffield-Nottingham game in the Sheffield Arena. Played a couple at the NIC. Le Guy tries to find Cruikshank, gives away an ice, and if the Panthers touch the puck first, which they do, and the puck will now come all the way back in front of Andrew Werner's goal. There is Brad Cruikshank on the power play. His role is...
Hey, he's the guy. He's got to stand in front of the net and screen that goalie. There's no other job for him right there. He's a big, strong guy. You can't move him. He's got to get in front of the net and cause all kinds of havoc.
David Matsos relaying his instructions to his team. He was trying to explain the power play to us, wasn't he, just after we interviewed him earlier. I'll let you explain what he was hoping his team were going to be able to do tonight. I trust you understood it a bit more than I did. He had me confused when he was writing on the plexiglass. Here come the Steelers with Le Guy. Speed of Le Guy. Feeds now Cruikshank. Cruikshank waits patiently, gives it to Savage. Throws one at the net, got a redirect as well from Doug Shepherd. Joe Talbot comes across. Moline forces hard. Now Dominic Damore, he's got an out and an easy out as well, and he clears all the way down. Werner comes out, makes a long pass as well. What a pass by Werner to Joe Talbot. Nielsen's come across. Talbot tries to find the pass across to Cruikshank. Excellent work again by Damore, who clears. Damore wants a change. He gets the change, and Mario Larocque comes on. Pass out to Dowd, misses out Dowd. Comes to Phillips, now Robert Dowd. Corey Nielsen battles in the corner. Phillips tries to take the puck off him, but Nielsen does a good job clearing all the way back. Werner. 20 seconds remain on the power play. Dowd comes down the right-hand side. Nielsen cuts across, does well, Corey Nielsen. 10 seconds on the power play, and Sheffield haven't been able to generate, have they, in this second power play?
No, Nottingham's done a great job of just making sure they can't carry the puck in over the blue line, forcing them to dump it in, and what they're doing is they're cheating one of their defensemen back. He's picking up the puck and just shooting it down the ice.
Stephen Lee out onto the ice. Levers now replaces him. And Danny Myers and Demore out on the blue line for the Panthers. Here's Bauer. Bauer moves the puck round to Jonathan Phillips. Phillips battle in the corner. Myers pushes him away. Still with Jonathan Phillips, the Steelers captain. He's got a scoring line, shooting line, and he took the shot. I think it was Bauer who actually took it away from the goal. Moline battles hard, chips through into the neutral zone. Randy Dagenet collects, finds his defensive partner, which is Kevin Bollebrook. Steelers in their darker uniform come from left to right with Matt Bauer, who's got 17 goals on the scoring charts already this season. Bauer, though, loses out. Mark Thomas hammers in, St. Pierre comes out, lets the puck go round Demore, and icing is called. You and I were talking about Matt Bauer. He's got unbelievable stats, 17 goals in 20 games. But in the last couple of weeks, we found that he perhaps isn't as involved. He's a little bit more perimeter than perhaps what his stats suggest.
Yeah, he's got to get more involved. He's got to finish his checks. A lot of times he forechecks, and if he's a little bit late, he just swings away instead of, you know what, if you're going to skate 200 feet, you might as well finish the check.
So we'll keep an eye on that. Matt Bauer, 21 for the Sheffield Steelers. Good play by LaRocque, who got to the loose puck first and chips in. Here's young Robert Farmer, who turns the puck over and gives it to Lakovic. Lakovic gets the wrist shot away and kicked away by Andrew Werner. McCaslin throws one at Werner. This time he gets down low to his blocker side. Nice play by Cameron Mann. Great play by Cameron Mann, but Legui had him covered and chips through the neutral zone. Mann used great skill there.
Oh, yeah, right there. Just great one-on-one skill. He just beat his guy, and you know what? Who saves it for the Sheffield Steelers was Legui, just playing great.
3-on-3 break. There's a penalty against the Sheffield Steelers coming up, folks, as soon as the Steelers touch the puck, and that'll be very shortly with it. Richardson loses out. Sheffield have got the puck now, and LaRocque's right in the middle of things, and a penalty called by Murray Hansen. And now a little bit of afters with David Clark and Stephen Wood.
Bad penalty by Joel Talbert.
In the offensive zone.
In the offensive zone, a little collision, and what happened is Nottingham defenseman dropped his glove, and he shot it away. You're not allowed to touch anyone's equipment. So right here, he just takes his glove. All he's got to do is skate away. He shoots it into the middle of the ice, and that's a penalty.
So a soft one for the Sheffield Steelers to give away. And now the Sheffield Steelers penalty killers will have to go to work against the impressive power play of Corey Nilsson's Panthers team. Full of offensive ability, this team. No so more than McCaslin, who gives it to Nilsson. Hard rim, gets an awkward bounce off the boards, and that should give the Steelers a chance to get it away, but he bounces awkwardly in the net, and he comes back to Kevin Bergin. He's the corner man. Bergin works him well. Nilsson throws it at the net, doesn't get through to Werner. Can Sheffield clear? They can, with their captain Jonathan Phillips, who feeds it out to St. Pierre. Bollebrook replaces Dagenet. And the Panthers will come on his off wing, Kevin Bergin. Sarich comes across, swings his stick at Bergin. 2 men down low for the Nottingham Panthers, but it's Sheffield that have the puck and clear. They clear and they can break 2-on-1. Legui is the spare man. Here's Hewitt. Legui at the back door. And Hewitt feathered a pass. I thought he was going to just rip it, but he didn't. He just feathered a pass to Legui.
Yeah, he just, right there, I thought he was going to shoot the puck, but he sees Legui had beat his guy. He just threw it through the crease. Legui couldn't get a stick on it. Great
defensive work by Kevin Bollebrook, who intercepted the pass towards Johan Moline. Moline was away, folks, if that puck had got to him. Here's Bergin. Bergin, who seems in favour 1 minute and not in favour the next minute in Nottingham. Played an awful lot on Boxing Day, and he's playing a lot again tonight.
I thought he had an outstanding game last night. He was the Bergin of old, playing tough and physical, winning those one-on-one battles. He scored a goal.
Been a healthy scratch a couple of times so far this year, Kevin Bergin. Here's Demore. Oh, nice pass to Demore, and he's found Cameron Mann. It is Mann, and Mann just rims it to Johan Moline. 20 seconds left on the power play for the Nottingham Panthers. Their second power play. A little bit of pushing and shoving afterwards, and Mann comes in. Then there's a little bit of afters, and David Clark's getting tough all of a sudden. And then the Sheffield Steelers get involved. And the Sheffield Steelers and the Nottingham Panthers.
There it is, there's Cruikshank.
And Cruikshank and LaRocque.
There we go.
This is what we wanted to see on Boxing Day. And Cruikshank, well, he saw it Boxing Day, he didn't like it, and now he's stepping in. So Cruikshank in black, LaRocque in white, but the linesman...
What are they doing? Let them fight. You know what? Everyone came here to see these guys fight. Let them fight. Get out of there. Two big, strong guys. Let them go.
David Clark is the sideshow with Stephen Wood. If they just move out of the way of the camera, we could get hold of the... now Clark throws a right. LaRocque's throwing a big right over the top there. Now Cruikshank's got loose as well. And Cruikshank throws a right of his own. I don't know how much of that landed. Cruikshank and LaRocque. And this is what we wanted to see. We've waited to see Cruikshank and we've waited to see LaRocque.
Oh, you're right there. DeMore steps in, playing the role. Cruikshank does what he has to do in this building or any other building. Go right after LaRocque, and he did. And now LaRocque's going, hey, listen, well, he'll get his chance again. I'm sure Cruikshank will come out of the box and say, you want to go again? Let's go.
Let's go again. So Brad Cruikshank, let's see what started that. There's a little bit of afters here with, I think we'll see Stephen Wood get involved and David Clark. There's Wood finishing, and there's Cameron Mann. And a little bit of a push from Mann, and David Clark comes in, and Cruikshank just takes Clark out of the way. When does the LaRocque come in? Oh, here's LaRocque. Oh, he's a willing combatant there, isn't he?
Yeah. And Cruikshank says, hey, listen, you want to fight? Let's go. Let's have a dance. Two big guys having a fight that everyone paid to see.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that. That's hockey.
Two strong boys, and there's a Western guy who's not over keen on the French. And do the French not like the Western boys as much as it is the other way around?
No, it's just bragging rights. Who's tougher? The guys from Ontario are going to go, we're the best hockey players. The boys in the West always pride themselves on being the toughest. And the Quebec guys say we're the most skilled.
There you go. Stephen Wood's in the penalty box as well. We'll wait to see the penalties are called. 2-minute roughing minor against Stephen Wood. I don't think that was worth a full 5-minute, Maria, on LaRocque and Cruikshank, but we'll wait and see what those penalties are. So David Clark on your right there gets a 2-minute roughing minor. So we know Stephen Wood has got a 2-minute roughing minor as well. Mario LaRocque's penalty. He's just been called a 5-minute penalty for fighting. So everything's even Steven there, folks. The LaRocque and Cruikshank penalties, they'll cancel each other out. And the David Clark, Stephen Wood penalties, they will cancel each other out as well. As it were.
Oh, that's perfect, refereeing. Maury Hansen said, okay, Clarkie and Wood, you guys get 2 minutes for dancing or trying to fight or whatever you guys are doing. There's a slash.
And a penalty against Jeff Legui. We'll tie it up at 4-on-4. And in 13 seconds' time, the Panthers will be on the power play. Slashing minor against Legui.
Nottingham's on a 5-on-3 power play.
5-on-3 power play.
5-on-3 power play. Right here, that's just, there's a slash. He's come through. You got two defensemen there. Legui's getting a little carried away and lays a little lumber on him.
We saw 5-on-3 power plays in abundance, didn't we, on Boxing Day? Here's the first one again here now. Nielsen, 10 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Comes back to Corey Nielsen from Bergin. Throws one at the net. Werner got a bit of it. McCaslin. Sarich does good work on McCaslin, but McCaslin was brilliant and he gets it back. 5-on-4, McCaslin's at the back door. Comes to Nielsen, and Nielsen buries it. Goes 5-0 on Andrew Werner. The Steelers got back to 5-on-4, but Corey Nielsen ties it at a goal apiece. We're tied at 1 at the Sheffield Arena. Nielsen for the Nottingham Panthers.
Yeah, silly penalty right there by Legui leads to this. Sheffield, you get their guy out in the box, but right here, just a great pass to Nielsen. Just shoots it real quick, 5-hole. Great power play goal.
8th goal of the season for Corey Nielsen. 4 of those now have been on the power play. Just over 10 minutes gone, and we're tied at 1, and this game is not letting us down. The Nottingham Panthers cameraman comes back to the bench. He's unhappy with something. He's shouting at somebody as Jason Hewitt takes a shot from the top of the circles, kicked away by Kevin St. Pierre. Put back in the Steelers' defensive zone. Here's young Ben Morgan. Haven't seen too much of Morgan. Oh, and Morgan overhandles in his defensive zone and then gets a nice pass away to Jonathan Phillips. Hewitt's just ahead of him. Hewitt can't control, but he gets it back. Tenacity by Hewitt. Pulls a move on Danny Myers. Tries to centre a pass to Jonathan Phillips, who just got a shoulder in the way, I think, by Galbraith. Hit comes in from Morgan on Galbraith, but Galbraith is a sneaky character and he managed to get away from that and avoid it. Nielsen can't keep the puck in and then has to bring it all the way back to St. Pierre. 5 to go, first period. Talbot for the Steelers, 1-0. Nielsen for the Panthers, 1-1. Kevin Bollebrook comes across and plays McCaslin pretty well. McCaslin, though, gets the puck in deep. Collected by Stephen Wood. Wood to Bollebrook. To his left-hand side is Farmer, and Farmer and Bauer clash. Oh, and all of a sudden Lakovic was just in the centre ice position, and he couldn't pick up on the loose puck, but down the left-hand side he comes. Lakovic puts the brakes on. Lakovic has had plenty of ice time with Manchester in the EPL. He's on a two-way contract, and with Dalglish out the lineup. McCaslin takes a shot. Here's a golden chance for Lakovic. Oh, he only had to lift it. And Werner makes the save. But young Lakovic did an outstanding job, not once but twice.
Yeah, the young kid is playing outstanding. Yeah, last night he had a couple scoring chances. And right here he gets to the net. Little patience, tries to turn and fire it. And there's, unfortunately, he shot along the ice where Werner was laying.
But he's getting himself into the right positions, isn't he?
Oh, he's just playing outstanding. He's, he's finishing his check. He's confident on the puck, and he's getting some scoring chances. He is putting himself in those right positions.
And despite what many say, the future is very bright. There's a lot of good youngsters around there. But
oh, we're seeing all the young youngsters playing now. You get more and more, young British guys making the crack in the lineups and actually making contributions to their teams.
They're not just filling roster spots now, are they?
No, you got Farmer right here. He's getting a regular shift, and
chance out in front. Yes, the Sheffield Steelers make it 2-1. It's their captain, Jonathan Phillips. A bouncing puck that the Panthers failed to clear. And Jonathan Phillips back in the lineup after his suspension on Boxing Day. The Steelers lead 2-1. Panthers will be disappointed with that turnover.
Oh, yeah, it was just a bad bounce, and Jonathan Phillips is sitting there all by himself, and puck's right in his stick, and he does what, he goes high. You shoot along the ice, goalie saves it, you go high. Right here, they got total control. Oh, the puck's stripped by Legui. Oh, there you go, top shelf.
Fourth goal of the season for Steelers captain Jonathan Phillips.
Yeah, Richardson gets guilty of trying to carry the puck up his own zone. Legui knocks it off the stick, it hits Talbot in the skate, and it goes right over to Phillips, and here we go. Watch this. Go top shelf, young man.
And he does indeed. The water bottle disappears, and the Steelers captain Jonathan Phillips puts the Steelers 2-1 ahead. And let's be honest, perhaps against the run of play.
Oh, yeah, definitely against the run of play. For the last 10 minutes, the Nottingham Panthers have been the better hockey team out there.
Joe Talbot has got Phillips just ahead of him. Phillips is flying. We were here last week, weren't we? And Jonathan Phillips was flying until he got kicked out of the game. And Phillips is in good form right now. Talbot does excellent work. Comes back to the top. Here's Jeff Legui. Talbot's trying to find that loose puck. And the Nottingham Panthers got to it first with McCaslin. Now Jonathan Phillips. Legui, Talbot. Talbot goes backhand. St. Pierre got a bit to it. Puck out in front. Legui couldn't get there first. That line's causing all kinds of problems. Legui, Talbot, Phillips.
Oh, right there. They were just moving their feet. The Nottingham Panthers were just standing around and watching these guys skate circles and pass the puck, and then 3 great scoring chances.
You just need one goal or one hit, and momentum can change, can't it?
Oh, yeah, the whole momentum of the game has changed just by that, unfortunate mistake by Richardson, and they scored.
Nottingham looked like the team that were going to get the all-important second goal, but Sheffield with Phillips have got it. Here's Dowd. Dowd, he's looking for you. It's out in front. Can he get his stick to it? He couldn't. Still Dowd. Well, we have got the 2008-9 model of Dowd back again. Oh, big hit, LaRock on Dowd. And Dowd doesn't know if it's Christmas or breakfast right now. Hit comes in this time from Bauer in a corner, and LaRock again. Maria Hansen's got his head on a swivel right now. This time it's Hewitt finishes on Moline. Hello, folks. Wakey time.
Well, that's how you stop guys from dipsy-doodling in your own zone. You take the body. Right there, big man just crushes them.
Well, Robert Dowd was making some Nottingham Panthers players look rather daft. And Mario LaRock thought, well, you're not making me look daft, son. Have a bit of that.
Oh, you know what? He did what a good defenseman is supposed to do. You just look at the chest and run him right through the boards, and that's what he did.
Did you see the show on Christmas Day, folks, where you saw Votha try and hit Robert Dowd? He missed. Well, Dad wasn't going to be lucky 2 nights running, was he?
No, right there he got his head down, and he got crushed.
Under 20 seconds remaining now in the first period. Talbot for the Steelers 1-0, Nielsen 1-1, and Jonathan Phillips 2-1. Sheffield lead here at the Sheffield Arena. 10 seconds remain, and Stephen Wood is just going to make sure nothing daft Doug Shepherd chips out, gets it into the neutral zone. Demore gets hit by Cruikshank, and Demore's got it, and he's got a scoring chance maybe. And the Sheffield Steelers fans are the happiest after 20 minutes. Demore looks mean and menacing as he makes his way back to the Nottingham Panthers dressing room. Panthers have probably had the better of the first period. There's that big hit by LaRock. There's going to be lots more rock'em and sock'em in the second period. Don't go anywhere. Steelers lead 2-1. End of the first period. Welcome back to the Sheffield Arena, where the Sheffield Steelers captain Jonathan Phillips put his team 2-1 ahead at the end of the first period against the Nottingham Panthers. The scoreline doesn't tell the whole story though, does it, Rick? Because after the initial start that Sheffield had, with Talbot putting them one ahead, Nielsen's goal 1-1 on the power play, Nottingham then had the ascendancy up until Phillips' goal, didn't they?
Yeah, they were the better team. They were the better team for most of that period. They dominated physically, the scoring chances, possession of the puck. They had it all. They were the way better team. And then one little mistake in the defensive zone. It's 2-1 Sheffield. But you know what? Nottingham was the way better team that period.
So that man there, Corey Nielsen, he'll actually not be too despondent with what he saw in the first 20 minutes.
No, you know what? Yeah, there's a mistake. It happens in hockey. They just got to go and keep playing the way they did.
Murray Hansen with his arm in the air. He called a few penalties, including a couple of 5-minute majors against Mario LaRock and Brad Cruikshank. They had a little bit of afters after a bit of an incident with Stephen Wood and David Clark. First hit of the night comes in the second period from Lakovic. Nottingham certainly the more physical of the two teams. Chance out in front, man couldn't get on the end of that one. And it's just a question of sheer size. Nottingham are bigger, stronger, and they use their physicality a lot more.
Oh yeah, they got a big, strong team and lots of skill. And right there, it happened. They dumped the puck in. They knocked the Sheffield defenseman off the puck, and right there they got the puck out front.
But of course, the Sheffield Steelers hit back with speed and skill, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. You know, Sheffield has a team full of small forwards who are extremely fast. Nottingham has a blend of both skill and size.
Here's Jason Hewitt, takes a shot, deflected, and Hewitt will now clash with Dominic Demore. Ever present on the Panthers' blue line. Bauer actually manhandles Demore, but it's the Panthers that will break with Dave Clark. Bruce Richardson. He's the heartbeat of the Panthers' 2-1 victory at the NIC on Boxing Day. Sold out building there. Fantastic atmosphere, just like we can see here at the Sheffield Arena. Great atmosphere in this building. And Richardson was the heartbeat of that Panthers victory. And won a fight and was involved in one of the goals. But his major involvement tonight has been a turnover that put the Sheffield Steelers 2-1 ahead. Offside called.
Well, if the game ends 2-1, he'll feel real bad. But you know what? He's just hoping the game doesn't end 2-1.
He'll have a few fellow French guys to talk to in the room. They'll, I'm sure, put an arm over his shoulder.
You know, it's a team, and it's a team game. And right there, guys makes a mistake. You know, you give him a slap on the shoulder and say, hey, you know what, Brucey, we're going to get that back for you.
And there's Kevin Bergin in the face-off circle. Loses out this time to Jeff Legui. Sarich. Oh, Sarich feathers a pass back to Talbot, who falls over the blue line, but he tried to get a pass back to Legui. Ben Morgan didn't see too much ice first period. Talbot, levers. Sarich will go back to Werner's goal.
Matty was talking before the game, and that's exactly right there. He wants his defenseman to pass it from one side of the ice to the other and go right across the box. Because Nottingham, what they're trying to do is force the puck up one side of the ice, and Sheffield want to do it. They want to bring it that side and then quickly throw it right across the other side of the ice, and then get a little skating room. But it just ain't happening right now.
There's Kevin Bergin. He makes his way back to the bench. Sits next to Jade Galbraith. Here's Moline. There's that earlier chance.
Yeah, right there, you know, Sarich does a good job of getting a stick on stick, and puck's deflected out of the ring.
Face off just 15 feet in front of Andrew Werner. Cameron Mann against Jeff Legui. Puck comes back into the corner where it's collected by Kevin Bollebrook. Bollebrook to Joe Talbot. Talbot moves the puck forward for Phillips to go and chase. St-Pierre comes out of his goal and plays one off the boards, but does he put these defensemen in trouble? He does a little bit. Talbot got there first, but Myers will make a quick pass down the left-hand side. Lakovic will get have his face rubbed against the boards, but Lakovic has still got it. What a great play. What a great goal. Robert Lakovic made all of that. It wasn't Lakovic who scored it, but it was Lakovic who created it, Lakovic who made it, and Cameron Mann who scored it. The Nottingham Panthers are back in this one 2-2, all thanks to their two-way contract guy, their youngster Robert Lakovic. Outstanding.
Oh, just a great play to get the puck over the blue line, and he just battles and battles and battles, and then McCaslin jumps in. Here we go. Right here, he's just battling with Bollebrook. He keeps going. McCaslin comes in, knocks him down. Man goes to the net. Great pass, empty net. This right here. Just keeps his feet moving. Hey, nice. What a pass. Right on the tape.
Great pass. Congratulations to Robert Lakovic. And he looked and he meant every little bit of that, didn't he?
You know what? The thing is, he passed it hard. Most young guys just don't pass the puck hard. Right there, he put some authority in it. Passed it hard right on the tape.
Well, his head coach, Tony Hand in Manchester, will be looking at that thinking, hey, we want to see more of that in the EPL. Of course, he's got a lot of good players to pass to in Manchester as well, hasn't he? Courtney, Hand, and he's just found Cameron Mann, who's as good as they come. And Lakovic has, certainly put the Panthers back in this one. Mann's goal, but Lakovic gets everything. Hubauer tries to bat one out of the air. It's a 2-2 hockey game, and a penalty coming in against the Nottingham Panthers as Werner makes his way back to the bench. Don't get worried, folks, if you're joining us for the first time. Nottingham can't score into that empty net because as soon as they touch the puck, the whistle will blow on the delayed penalty. Sheffield get the extra attacker out, the attacker number 6. Demore comes across. Sheffield have still got puck possession. Comes back to Le Gouy. Le Gouy finds Wood, and Wood will try and throw one in the direction of Cruikshank. Cruikshank gets it back to Shepherd. Wood wants it, but there's a lot of traffic in front. Going to come back to Stephen Wood. He winds one up right into the glove of Kevin St. Pierre. And the Steelers are about to go on the power play. 1-0 the Sheffield Steelers led. Joey Talbot, back came the Panthers. Corey Nielsen, 2-1 the Steelers led. Jonathan Phillips, back came the Panthers again. Cameron Mann. Power play time now for the Steelers again.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for Sheffield to get that goal back. Right now we got Larock going off again, and it's a hook and penalty. If we can find the replay, we'll see where it happened, but it was kind of behind the play, so we all missed it.
Larock sits out. He's getting fairly familiar with the penalty box in the Sheffield arena. Power play time for the Sheffield Steelers. As we said, the best power play in the league, so say the stats. In the 24th minute, Jeff Le Gouy. You know the routine by now, folks. Le Gouy and Sarich, they play at the top. That's where everything will come to. Here's Le Gouy and here's Sarich. And they'll either play it down to Talbot as they do here, or they'll look for Le Gouy on the one-timer. Doug Shepherd. Le Gouy sinks to the back post. Talbot will try and find him. Now Le Gouy has to come all the way back and Nottingham intercept.
Now, Nottingham's doing a good job of not letting Le Gouy and Sarich set it up for the big one-timer. They're doing a good job at forcing him to pass the puck down low and then closing.
If we know that that's what's going to happen, it's going to come Le Gouy and Talbot and Sarich. Obviously, every other coach in the league knows as well, and they play against that, don't they?
Yeah,
they play for it.
You use video to study what they're doing, their tendency, and there's no surprise here what they want to do. They want to get the puck to Sarich. Here it is.
One time it gets deflected before St. Pierre kicks it into the corner. Picked up now by Cruikshank. Cruikshank walks in. Plays it down low to Joe Talbot. Talbot gives it back to Sarich. Sarich on a one-timer for Le Gouy. Le Gouy, instead of shooting it, made the pass to Cruikshank, but I think Moline just got a little bit to it. And Moline, can he get the puck out? No, he can't. He only gets as far as Cruikshank, who gives it Le Gouy, who gives it back to Brad Cruikshank. Talbot has gone right to the top of the crease there, and I think it was Corey Nielsen who handled him pretty well. Bad Cruikshank again. Back to Rod Sarich. 40 seconds left on the power play. Back to Cruikshank. He can rip it as well, and he does rip it as well, and right into the glove of Kevin St. Pierre. Super glove stop by St. Pierre. A bullet from Brad Cruikshank.
Sheffield does a great job of moving the puck around. Nottingham does an excellent job of killing, making them shoot the puck from very high up. No traffic. St. Pierre sees that right here. Shooting the puck almost from the blue line. St. Pierre sees that all the way, catches it right in the glove. Here you go. No one in front of the net.
A welcome return. Let's see that penalty. This is the Larock penalty.
Right there, Hubauer's going right in, and Larock has to give him a little tug. That's a good penalty.
We don't mind penalties in the defensive zone, do we?
No, just take away a scoring chance, yeah.
Whistle blows as Bollebrook takes the shot. He doesn't think that was offside, and he's making that point to the linesman now. Murray Hansen comes across. Just has a quiet word with Kevin Bollebrook. Calm it down some.
No, he's just going to say, hey, you know what, the ref, the linesman made the call, so you know what, just be quiet and play hockey.
And Murray, we all know, Murray Hansen doesn't like his little bit of verbals, does he, in back?
Oh, no,
he gives his 10s out pretty quickly, doesn't he?
He's pretty quick. They call him Jesse James the way he can hand those 10s out.
Oh, I tell you, hands on hips. 15 seconds left on the power play. The Panthers back in this one. They lead 1-0 second period, 2-2 overall. Here comes Bauer with speed. It's a lot of show right now for Bauer. He needs some substance on the end of it. Still Bauer, who's done his Torval and Dean bit and then gives it away. And perhaps we've seen a bit too much of that, aren't we, from Bauer?
Yeah, you know, you got to take that puck. You did all that nice skating. You got to take it in those dirty areas and shoot the puck.
And he hasn't done that, and the Nottingham Panthers are back to full strength. We're 5-on-5. 5 white shirts versus 5 black shirts. 2-2 in the arena. Biggest crowd of the season in Sheffield. Intercepted by Dowd. Dowd has got the speed on Danny Myers and takes a shot. St-Pierre didn't know a lot about it, and he covered his angles well, and St-Pierre deflects it over the plexiglass. Dowd is back. That's the good news for the Sheffield Steelers.
Oh yeah, they need him to score goals. He creates a lot of energy. He's an exciting player. You know, he's not afraid to go one-on-one, and right here, just a great shot. And St. Pierre's lucky. He's looking for that one, going, ooh, I hope I got it.
Steelers will try and chip in, and Hewitt will use his persistence there, and he tries to cut across that pace that St. Pierre made. Oh, Legui with a rob, comes back out, and Hewitt just bounces and bobbles over his stick. Werner comes well out of his goal, and he's lost the puck, and there's a chance here for the Nottingham Panthers. Oh, and McCaslin, he was bouncing and bobbling, and Andrew Werner, his heart will be pounding right now. He's just got away with one.
Not as hard as the coaches.
When one of your goalies used to do that, what did you think?
Oh, God, you're just going, don't get back in the net. Just shoot it out.
A roughing call is coming in against the Nottingham Panthers head coach Corey Nelson. He got involved with Jason Hewitt, who is just like a bee, isn't he? He's just like a rink rat right now, Hewitt.
Well, you got Jason Hewitt, Richardson, Finnerty, all same old type of guys getting under everyone's skin. Here we go, and that's
McCaslin.
McCaslin missing another open net right there. It's a little bobbling. He gets the puck, he jumps right in here, and he shoots it over.
Well, it was dive in front of that.
Yeah, here we go. Oops.
Good to see our old friend, the Super Slow-Mo, back with us. But
Yeah.
what a chance here for McCaslin. Bollebrook's diving. I think it's Dagenet as well, right
Dagenet
there.
playing goal. Werner making a giveaway.
Corey Nelson, 2-minute roughing minor. Jason Hewitt has done his job. And the Sheffield Steelers are on the power play. Their 4th power play of the night. Reminding you the Steelers power play is the best in the league overall, second best at home, 26.1%. That's a good, anything over 25 is outstanding, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 25% is a great power play.
But at the moment, the Sheffield Steelers are not having a lot of success on the power play. They're not having a lot of joy getting quality scoring chances.
Oh, they're not.
Need brilliance from Legui. He's fed Cruikshank and he shoots, and St. Pierre kicks it away. St. Pierre having another good night. There's been pressure on Kevin St. Pierre. Despite the Panthers winning, St. Pierre is under the scrutiny a little bit. And Werner's just made another bad pass, and this time Levers. But then the Sheffield Steelers rob with Cruikshank, who finds Bauer. Bauer top of the circle. He's got a bullet. He doesn't want to use it at the moment. Feathers one out in front. Cruikshank behind the goal. Talbot it was who had that earlier chance. 60 seconds gone. No Legui, or is Legui out there? No, it's Bauer. Dagenet is playing at the top. Joe Talbot gets a whack in the back from Demore. The second one. Or was that Larocque? It was Larocque. Good work from Demore, and Levers chips out. Savage cuts across. At the moment, Rick, not a lot of success on the power play.
No, Nottingham's doing a great job. They're just, they're winning those little battles, and they're forcing. They're not letting Sheffield set up, and then, there it is. Get the puck, shoot it down the ice.
77.9% penalty kill for the Nottingham Panthers on the road this season. Phillips tries a redirect across to Bauer with 15 seconds left on the penalty. And it looks like Nottingham are going to be successful again in this latest kill.
Yeah, right now they're just not letting them get set up, and right here they got 4 in the neutral zone, and here comes the pressure.
Phillips chips in. Who's going to get there first? The Panthers player gets there first. Danny Myers doesn't clear. Nottingham are back to full strength, which means Bolingbroke has to go into reverse and just cover the man coming out of the penalty box. De Moor comes across and manhandles Phillips out of the corner. Sheffield looking for Phillips, who's skated inside. Habauer. Still with Sheffield and Habauer. There's a man right in front, but nobody can find him. A little bit of face washing. I think it's Danny Myers. Is it in Habauer? I think it is.
There's two guys who don't want to fight.
Totally. Here's Lakovic. He's made a great assist and he takes a shot that got deflected by Stephen Wood. There's still a little bit of afters. Lakovic is becoming more and more important in this game. He played very well on Boxing Day, mind you, didn't he? I thought he was outstandingly.
No, he's playing great out there. He's always in the right position right there. He takes the puck, he comes in, he makes a quick little shot. Hey, he's playing with confidence. Hey, no, he's playing with Galbraith and man. There you go, kid, just do your job.
Exactly.
We'll get you the puck.
You can see Galbraith not impressed as he's kicked out. Richardson comes in his place. Back to Sarich, 5-on-5. Sarich has found a shooting lane and he took the shot. He got all the way through to St. Pierre. Dominic De Moor off the glass and out. But the Sheffield Steelers with persistence of Dowd and Hewitt. Hewitt's having to come all the way back and collect. Kevin Bergen replaces Bruce Richardson. Pass from Sarich finds Jason Hewitt on his off wing as he's just where he scored the winner in the 2020 Cup final. Hewitt back to Ben Morgan. Morgan can't get it in deep, and that put Hewitt into some kind of trouble. Offside will be called, but the Panthers break out. David Clark cuts to the middle, takes the shot, doesn't get through as Sarich blocks the shooting lane. Clark finishes on Rod Sarich, and a scoring chance maybe for Bergen. Here's Clark, his favourite position, takes a shot, rebound. You don't want to give David Clark the puck there, do you?
One thing is you don't see too many guys knock Roddy Sarich on his over, and David Clark's a big physical guy. He just knocked him right down on his can.
Offside called. I was going to say in the first period a couple of times, David Clark, big, strong, physical in the corner. He's using the body an awful lot more, getting involved.
For him to be successful, he's extremely strong. He shoots the puck a ton. He's a power forward. You know, sometimes he forgets he's a power forward, but he is a power forward.
You're looking for that perfect line combination as a coach, aren't you? And who'd ever thought that Robert Lakovic was going to give you the perfect line combination? But he's just fitted in perfectly with those two guys.
Yeah, he's just out there doing his job, playing hard and winning those little, they dump the puck in and he's not afraid to go get it.
Dave Clark wants it. He's chipped it past Mark Thomas. Now goes to get it, but Werner gets there first. Can't rim it all the way around. Intercepted by Galbraith. Nielsen moves the puck forward. Clark's right out in front as Richardson pivots, gets it back to Nielsen, takes a top shot. And did that hit the crossbar? I think it did.
That hit the crossbar. There's deflected off something and hit the crossbar.
Second shot on the twizzle by David Clark and ends up into the glove of Andrew Werner. But the Nottingham Panthers are starting to turn the screws on the Sheffield Steelers.
Yeah, today's game's all about, both teams are playing defensive in the neutral zone. It's all about getting the puck in behind and winning those races and getting the puck right here. Bruce Richardson, great little pass to Richardson, deflection, crossbar. Oh, the goalie's best friend.
I'm going to ask you a question in a second as a head coach with 2:37 remaining in the second period. Just remember that number, folks, 2:37. Here come the Panthers, 3-on-2 if they play it well. Takes a shot, Werner makes a save. Second shot, just whistles past the post. Stephen Lee, back to Lakovic. Sheffield running around a bit right now, it's all Nottingham. Man out in front, poke check again. Ripper comes from Lee. McCaslin. The Panthers just looking sharper right now against the Sheffield team. Sheffield need to get through to the period break. And Sheffield chip out. 2:37 left. McCaslin's out on the ice. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but why is Ben Morgan on the ice with less than 3 minutes remaining? There's a chance of Bauer at the other end. Surely you're 1, 2, 3, 4 defensemen. You've got to shorten the bench at that time, haven't you?
You know, in games like this, you need the victory. You're going to shorten your bench in the last 5 minutes, 3 minutes of the period. Put your top 4 defensemen out there and let them go.
But it's the Nottingham Panthers waving their brilliance. Jake Galbraith. Doesn't get better than Jake Galbraith in that situation. He's just pulled a miracle move out there. He's walked around Werner, not once but twice. The Nottingham Panthers lead by 3-2. A touch of brilliance by Jake Galbraith.
Well, he's got the softest hands around, and right here, you know what? Not too many guys can pull this play off, but Jade Galbraith can. Right here, this is amazing. There it is, Clarkie. Big shot. Here's the Jade Galbraith. Hey, watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just an outstanding play. This is just patience. Right here, all the Nottingham Panthers, what they do is they go to the net and they tie up the Sheffield defenseman, and he just walks right through. Just patience, just picks his way through, and then right there it is.
Well, if I hadn't got a lip mic in my hand, I'd be giving him a round of applause for this goal. Look at this on the super slow-mo. In fact, Werner does a pretty good job on the first one, doesn't he? But there's just nobody around to mop up.
No, Werner does a great job. He knows he's coming out. He's going to throw the stick at him, you know, wave it and hopefully knock the puck off. Jade Galbraith just pulls it in and walks right around him.
70 seconds remain in this second period. A period the Panthers have dominated. 2-0 they lead it. They lead the game 3-2. Not once but twice the Nottingham Panthers have come from behind to tie. Now they go ahead. David Matsas has got some talking to do here and some thinking to do about how his team gets back into this one.
Oh, they got to get the puck in the offensive zone and try to create some scoring chances.
Here come the Panthers with the impressive McCaslin, red line, blue line. He's only got just over 30 seconds, takes a shot, Werner makes a save, man at the back door, he's Damore! 2 goals in less than 30 seconds. The Panthers have turned this on its head from 2-1 down, 3-1, 4-1, and the Nottingham Panthers now in total control here at the arena. McCaslin's effort, but it's Damore that shoots past Werner. Damore makes it 4-2.
Right there, McCaslin is able to walk from blue line to blue line, takes his time, walks right in, shoots the puck, Werner makes the save, and then Damore comes in and buries it in the open net. Right here, watch this. The defenseman playing very soft, keeps him to the outside, and then everyone falls asleep and forgets about Damore, and he just buries it.
That second defenseman has to go across, does he?
He's got to find the second guy. No one picks up Damore. And he just shoots it in the open net with there's 2 Sheffield players there, and no one picks it up. Watch, they're all watching the puck. No one finds Damore.
Could even be worse for the Sheffield Steelers. Here's McCaslin. Save, goal! Oh, it's a torturous minute for the Sheffield Steelers. Torturous minute. It's Lakovic. Lakovic has scored a 3rd goal in less than 40 seconds. From 3-2 to 4-2 to 5-2. The Nottingham Panthers in total control.
Not the Nottingham Panthers. They're doing whatever they want. The Sheffield Steelers are asleep right now. Right here, we'll watch this replay. Here it is, turnover. Lakovic, man starts this off. Throws it, rebound. Lakovic standing all alone once again. Buries it in the open net.
I think when Andrew Werner gets into the dressing room, there'll be sticks thrown, because Andrew Werner's been left out to dry there, hasn't he, in the final minutes of that second period.
You know, and right here, just sleeping. Everyone's just, look, no one's picking up guys. Everyone's stick checking, and that's why they're down 5-2.
And those people who've made the trip north from Nottingham to Sheffield, they're ecstatic. Their team trailed 2-1 as they came into this period, but they now lead 5-2. Third period still to come. There's Mark Twaite, a former Sheffield Steelers player and Nottingham Panthers player. Of course, when he used to play for his teams, he used to sit next to hot, sweaty hockey players, and I think his choice now is pretty good.
Oh, he's upgraded.
Just a little bit. Well, he's sat in the middle of the Nottingham Panthers fans, and those Panthers fans are deliriously happy right now, Rick. A minute before the end of the second period, tied at 2. They scored 3 goals in a minute, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2. The fat lady's sung, surely, hasn't she?
Well, yeah, I would say so right now. If they keep playing the way they're playing, the fat lady sung. But the Nottingham Panthers, for the whole game, for the first 2 periods, with a better hockey team, and it was eventually going to come, and it did, with 3 goals in just over a minute.
Tell the Sheffield Steelers fans that guy got annoyed in between the second and third period, and he threw some water bottles and he kicked some cans.
Well, he had to do something in that dressing room to wake his team up. Right now, they can't even get the puck out of their own zone. They're for that second period, all they do is dump it out, give it back to the Nottingham Panthers, and let them come right back at them.
Murray Hansen had a tough first period, caught a lot of penalties, didn't need to second session. Here we go, folks, third period. Murray Hansen's left arm is raised, ready to go. 20 minutes. Can the Sheffield Steelers claw themselves back into this game? As Larocque goes east to west to Corey Nielsen, and Nielsen gives it back to Mario Larocque. Moves the puck forward. Steelers intercept with Dagenet. Hebauer moves to the left-hand side and then comes back on himself. Chips aimlessly, though, and it's intercepted by Larocque, and Larocque will give it back to Nielsen. And the player coach who opened the scoring for the Nottingham Panthers moves the puck down the left-hand side. Dagenet intercepts and gives it to Kevin Bollebrook. Back to Randy Dagenet. Hard forecheck by the Panthers with McCaslin leading the charge. And the all-new superstar, Robert Lakovic. If he has a third period like his second, I think the old two-way won't be much of a two-way. Be back to a one-way to Nottingham, won't he, Rick?
Yeah, you know, he had an outstanding, weekend so far, and if he keeps playing like that, he's going to earn himself a permanent call-up.
Stephen Wood just gets the better of Bruce Richardson, and Wood will bring it down the right-hand side. And we'll throw one into the blocker of St. Pierre. Rebound he couldn't see. It's funny, isn't it? Here's Stephen Wood again, takes a shot, goes whistles past the glove of St. Pierre. Dave Clark will bang one off the boards, but he doesn't clear the zone. Steelers redirect. And now Clark will come down the right-hand side. Interesting. Tony Hand will want Lakovic to really play well this weekend. He probably just won't want him to play this well. He doesn't. So the shot comes from the outside. And Andrew Werner, he couldn't have been happy. I'll be bitterly disappointed if I hear that Andrew Werner hasn't broke a couple of sticks in between the second and third period.
No, he'll be extremely unhappy, especially the way his team keep missing their guys in their defensive zone, letting them just have free reign of picking up rebounds and just shooting them into open nets.
Dad throws one at St. Pierre's goal. Larocque takes it out of the air. Puck comes instead to Stevie Lee, who moves the puck quickly to Mark Levers, who gives it back to Larocque, and Larocque is going to have Hewitt come on him, and Hewitt gets a bit of a turnover there, and Hewitt playing with intensity. Dowd played with some intensity. After that, I'm struggling. Legui in the corner. They need a bit of magic out of Jeff Legui. Last week we were here, and we said that Legui and Sarich perhaps outplayed Jarvis and Smith. Well, tonight, the likes of Galbraith, Lakovic, we keep saying again, the big guns for the Panthers have outplayed the big guns of the Steelers. Here's the big gun of the Steelers, Legui. Can he get something going? He fires one at the net.
Yeah, the big guns of the Nottingham Panthers, all 12 of them today, are putting on a show.
This is as good a performance, I think, when we speak to Corey Nielsen, as he will have seen this year from his Nottingham side.
This is the way the Nottingham Panthers were playing in the first 10 games of the year, when we thought, oh God, this team's unbeatable. And then they had a little lapse where they fell asleep, and now they're back to playing outstanding hockey.
Hockey is all about momentum. Hold on a second, folks. A bit of momentum change may be coming the way of the Sheffield Steelers, because Stevie Lee has just taken his 2-minute penalty. He's thrown the puck over the glass, 2-minute delay in the game, and the Sheffield Steelers now go onto the power play. Steelers need to score, and need to score quickly if they're going to get back in this game. Sarich, Legui. Still Rod Sarich, who drags one into the middle. Legui waits for the one-timer, but it's a poor pass to Legui. So Legui comes in, but it's static. It's just static. Back to Joe Talbot. Talbot helps it on its way, but the Steelers can't get there. Shepherd. And the Nottingham Panthers have a clear chance. Whilst Legui and Sarich were doing their dipsy-doodling, the 3 forwards just never moved.
No, they got to give them an out right there. Everyone knows that, Sarich and Legui want the puck, and Nottingham forwards are doing a great job. But the other three, the 3 other forwards got to move and give them an out.
Here's Cruikshank. Talbot. 1:20 remains on the power play for the Sheffield Steelers, with Lee sitting out a delay in the game minor. Puck rimmed all the way around to Jeff Legui. Sarich waits for it, but everybody knows it's going to come to Sarich, so perhaps better to go to Talbot, who scored the opening goal for the Sheffield Steelers. One time, Legui gets it back to Rod Sarich. Sarich looks for the spare man. It's Talbot! And Joey Talbot shoots and scores! Hold on a second, folks. The Steelers are back in it. 5-3 now, the Panthers lead. Power play strike. Sheffield, though, move the puck quickly. Got some movement in their players. Talbot gets his second of the night.
Just a great play by Sarich. He's the man that makes that power play work. He's the passer. They just work it around and finally find Joey Talbot jumps out into a spot where Sarich can pass him the puck. Here we go. They got some movement. They're moving the puck quickly. 1, 2, 3. Talbot finds the seam, and he just right there. You want to score? Go high.
Well, Joe Talbot does go high.
And this is a great pass. Boom.
Sarich with the pass, Talbot with the finish. We see it now on the super slow-mo. Great finish.
That's pulling the trigger.
Bauer takes Demore into the corner, feeds Robert Dowd. Demore now and a Bauer battling. And Sheffield have a chance again out in front, and St. Pierre puts his glove on it, gets a little bit of afters from Dominic Demore.
That's
And
better.
a little bit more intensity from Sheffield.
That's a bit better. You get the puck in there. You got to fight. You got to win those battles. You got to keep hacking and whacking and never quitting. And right there, they battled, and finally they got the puck to the net.
So Dominic Demore, who scored the Nottingham Panthers' fourth goal in that crazy minute spell at the end of the second period.
Right there, good save by Werner.
Gets his stick down, gets down well. Agile for quite a big man, isn't he?
Yeah, look, you look at St. Pierre, the other side. He's a big guy too, and he's pretty quick and agile.
Here's Moline, who's very agile, just not very big. Werner reverses it. Sarich has to try and pluck it out of the air. Shepherd waits for it. Nottingham now working the corners, and Sarich comes away with it. And the Sheffield Steelers are looking for something from Rod Sarich. Sarich will chip into the corner. Will he get there first? He does. So if you're going to chip it in, you've got to get there first. And that's exactly what Sarich has done. And he's given the Sheffield Steelers puck possession. Le Guy gets the puck in deep, but Nielsen will have an easy out. He's got Bergin waiting, and Bergin just helps it on its way. Down the left-hand side comes Levers, intercepted Sarich. What a pass, Sarich, Talbot. Shepherd drives the net. Talbot throws one at the net. St. Pierre kicks it away. Lakovic makes a nice play to McCaslin. McCaslin gets it back to Cameron Mann. Mann over the blue line, shoots it, just goes wide. Offside called. But that was a little bit better by the Sheffield Steelers there. Sarich, we talk about the big guns, Le Guy, Sarich, Talbot. Sarich made that great pass.
Oh, it's just a great pass by Roddy Sarich, and then Talbot just puts the puck on net, and you got Shepherd going to the net. You got to go to the back door there, and that's where the puck's going to come.
Depending on what happens between Coventry and Cardiff tonight, depends whether the Nottingham Panthers will be first or second in the league in 6.5 minutes' time. That's, of course, unless the Sheffield Steelers can do what the Panthers did, and that score 3 quick ones, but Dowd gets turned over by Richardson. No support for Richardson. Doesn't have to be, I suppose, when you're 5-3 up with 6 left on the clock.
Oh, they're just playing a perfect road game right now. They're forcing the Sheffield Steelers, who are trying to now carry the puck over the blue line. But here you go. There's 5 guys.
Back to St. Pierre, who leaves it for Demore. The perfect road game for Corey Nielsen and his Panthers. Richardson, red line, chips it in, go get a change. Kill a few more seconds off, get some fresh legs out. What can Sheffield hit the Panthers with in the last 6 minutes? Maybe Sarich and Le Guy, as Le Guy jumps onto the bench and Sarich tries to get there first. He's got to make sure there's some cover, and there is from the Steelers captain Jonathan Phillips. 3-on-2, the Panthers break with Moline. Drop pass. Bergin drives the net. Now it's the Steelers' turn to come in. The Panthers have to get back quick, and it's 2-on-2. Maybe here's something from Kevin Bollebrook's got Le Guy one way, and Bollebrook rings one off the post. Everybody expected the pass to Jeff Le Guy. Perhaps St. Pierre did as well, and he just gave that bit of an area for Bollebrook to ring one. And that's woken the crowd up with 5 to go. Talbot's got to out-muscle Levers. He does so. Back to Jeff Le Guy. Talbot. Chance for Shepherd. Talbot's looking for his hat-trick. Back out to Shepherd. Takes a shot again. And St. Pierre makes a save. And has the referee called the penalty here? I think he has. The Panthers are going to the penalty box. It's that man LaRock again. Steelers are on the power play with less than 5 to go in the third period. Last chance saloon for David Matsos' men.
All right, here, just right off the goalpost, but Murray Hansen's just evened it up here. 2 minutes for both Bollebrook and LaRock. LaRock's he spent a little time in the penalty box tonight, hasn't he?
He has. I never noticed the Bollebrook penalty early doors.
He gave them both for cross-checking.
So there is Mario LaRock. Good-looking boy. Sure his mum thinks so. And LaRock has had a big weekend, an important weekend for the Panthers. Led the charge against the Steelers on Boxing Day at the NIC. And has been involved in most things that have happened for Nottingham here 24 hours later. Sarich gets to the loose puck first. Out in front, St. Pierre covers, and St. Pierre's going to cover every opportunity, isn't he? Now a little bit of afters with Shepherd and Demore. McCaslin's in there as well. It's Cameron Mann. Yeah, it's Cameron Mann. So 11 seconds expired off those 2 penalties. 4:44. There's Kevin Bottlebrooke. He'll sit out approximately half of the remainder of the game.
Hey, right now Sheffield's got 3 forwards out there. They move Legui back, and they're going to try to score a goal here.
Steelers, of course, are the 4-on-4 2020 champions. Am I reading too much into that, Rick?
Yeah, right now you are.
Yeah. Shepherd gets it back to Sarich. Oh, and Shepherd. Sarich has lost out. Here come the Panthers. 2-on-1. What a good play by Sarich coming back. And Cameron Mann, I thought, had just got the legs on Sarich, and Sarich was just niggling away at him all the way back.
He does a great job. You know, the puck hops over his stick at the blue line. He loses control, and then he does a great job of coming back and taking away the scoring chance.
At the night off, of course, Cameron Mann got a bit of sleep as well. I understand he didn't get much sleep on Christmas Day with his wife in labour. 9 pounds 6 ounces. That's a big baby, isn't it?
That is a big baby.
I was going to say that's a defenseman, not a forward, but then I remember the name is Avery, so hey.
Basketball player.
Basketball player. Puck comes back out to the top, and it's with the player coach of the Panthers, Nielsen, who tries to get Mann. Sheffield don't need the puck at the other end, and Shepherd has fled the zone. He's waiting for that long stretch pass. Here comes Legui with speed. Legui right down the middle, and Shepherd gets to the loose one first he can. And there is a slash-in minor, and it's going against the Sheffield Steelers. It's Joey Talbot. And that could just be the final call in the Sheffield Steelers coffin, maybe.
You don't need that right now, down by 2 goals in 4 minutes, and you got the puck in the offensive zone, and you take a slashing penalty.
So Joe Talbot takes a penalty. The Nottingham Panthers go on the power play. Steelers short-handed. 4-on-3. You don't see this very often.
No, there's lots of room out there now to shoot the puck, and I can tell. Oh, here's a timeout by Nottingham.
So the Nottingham Panthers. Why would Nottingham call a timeout here? You know, Sheffield are tired. They're killing. What's going on in Corey Nelson's mind here?
He's going to tell his guys right now, we got a 4-on-3 power play. Let's not force it. Let's make sure we set it up for the good shot, the quality shot. We know that the Steelers, anytime the puck is turned over, are going to send 2 guys and try to catch us sleeping. Good timeout.
Good timeout. Nielsen's the one doing the talking there right now, isn't he? He's got everybody's attention. Galbraith, you can see. Here is the penalty. This is as Legui comes with speed, but keep your eye there. There's Joe Talbot's penalty, just at the bottom of your screen. And David Matsos, we know what Nielsen would have been saying. Matsos is saying,
hey guys, keep him to the outside. Let's not give a goal here. And if you get a chance, go. We got Legui out there again. He's going to play the last 4 minutes of the game.
Just over 4 minutes remaining. 5-3, the Panthers lead on the power play. McCaslin stood right in front of Andrew Werner. Here's Nielsen, scorer of the Panthers' first goal. Galbraith, Nielsen to Jade Galbraith. One-timer Clark, and he just broke his stick. Clark goes back to the bench, gets the stick, doesn't get a change, comes straight back into the action. 44 seconds on the 4-on-3, then it'll be a 5-on-4. Quick hands again, back to Galbraith. Galbraith takes a shot, rebound, loose bouncing puck, Legui gets it. Now, Legui gets the Jets on, but he fires one just all the way around and then goes, does he go for a change? No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. And Doug Shepherd takes his position. Mark Thomas will take Randy Dagenet's spot on the team. 20 seconds before both teams have one player return to the ice. Nottingham, of course, will go to full strength. 3:10 remain in this third period. Galbraith is out there and he's on the puck and he's looking, and the man out in front was McCaslin, and Sarich did well just to take the stick off him. Shepherd, he just couldn't get onto the end of that one. St. Pierre comes right out of his goal, gives it back to Galbraith. Less than 3 remain. Both teams have a player back on the ice. Here's Galbraith again. Loose puck out in front, takes a shot, and it was Werner who just got a bit of it. Here come the Steelers now, led by Shepherd. Thomas has joined the rush. Offside called. Shepherd just jumped the gun. Important save by Andrew Werner. 40 seconds left on the power play when Werner makes this save.
I think there was more than one save here. Right here. 1. Puck comes out. 2. He's going. He doesn't know where it is. Another shot. There, hits him again. And then the fast break.
And a bit too fast. Andrew Werner. 3.32 goals against average. Just under 90%, 89.9% in his 23 games. Remember, he joined the Steelers a little later in the year after Kevin Reiter was injured. Reiter, of course, occupies the position that Werner used to have in Newcastle. So Robinson back soon? Or is Robinson back now, Rick?
Robinson played last night.
Did he play back last night? Sheffield with Le Gui. Could he get on that loose puck? He can't. He'll just try and, well, I thought he was going to try and keep it in. He can't. Here's Phillips now. Can he come with speed? No, intercepted. Play by Cameron Mann. Gives it to Moline. 3-on-1 if they play it well, but excellent work coming back, Jeff Le Gui. 15 seconds on the power play. 2:20 remain in the game. Dagenet has to force, and he does on Moline. Moline gets it deep, though. 5 seconds on the power play. Steelers are going to come back to full strength as Saric comes with speed and menace. Gets taken out. Steelers are at full strength. Le Gui. Demore goes across to cover. Talbot goes to the back door. Shot comes in. Rebound. Everybody's jumping up for it. Comes back out to Saric. Final 2 minutes. Nottingham Panthers doing a good job. Sheffield with puck possession, but right now Nottingham look comfortable, Rick.
Yeah, they do right now. They're lining 4 guys up, and they're sneaking that last defenseman deep, so they dump the puck. He's got a good jump on. He turns around, fires it out, and you know what? They're just going to eat this clock up.
Icing called, face-off right in front of Kevin St. Pierre. As a coach, when does your goalie come? You've got a face-off here, right in front of St. Pierre. Does he come this early?
Well, you're down by 2 goals. There's a minute 33. If you're going to pull the goalie, you might as well pull him right now.
And Andrew Werner is coming. Andrew Werner is coming off. And the extra attacker, oh, it's a timeout. So Werner might not be coming off permanently. You might as well, eh? You might as well lose by 3 as 1.
Well, it doesn't matter. Your loss is a loss.
Exactly,
Doesn't matter.
yeah.
Lose by 1, 2, 3. You might as well pull the goalie, get 6 guys out there, and hope to try to score a goal here, and then make it real exciting.
David Matzo stood next to Scott Bassick, who the Steelers hope will be in the lineup within 2 weeks.
That'll help them huge.
Huge style. He's that physical presence, isn't he?
He's that big, solid defenseman they're missing right now.
Nez Nielsen again. He had his power play instructions a couple of minutes ago. Now his penalty kill instructions right now. You can see Dagenet looking over the shoulder. He wants to know where he's going to be.
Hey, it's all about who's going to win the draw here. It's all it's about. Win the draw, get a scoring chance. Nottingham win it, rim it hard, chip it out.
Let's keep our eye on Andrew Werner. Does Werner come back or not? Now Werner's night's work is done. So Werner is removed. Werner's out, the extra attacker is on, and it is 6-on-5. So the Sheffield Steelers throw the dice, 93 seconds remain. Kevin Bergin gets kicked out of the circle. Herbauer just to our left. Are they singing about you, Rick?
I can't believe that Nottingham didn't put out 2 centers just in case one got kicked out.
So Herbauer in the face-off circle. Important face-off win. He gets it back to Phillips. Couldn't control the first time. Comes back to Dagenet. Throws one at the net. Kicked away by St. Pierre. Phillips gets to the loose puck in the corner first. Extra attacker on for the Sheffield Steelers. The Panthers will try and clear. Back with Le Gui. Le Gui. Bollebrook throws one at the net. Blocker save. St. Pierre into the corners. Le Gui gives it back to Saric. Back to Jeff Le Gui. 73 seconds remain. 5-3. The Panthers lead. Sheffield looking for anything at the moment. And St. Pierre is standing tall. Just a battle on the boards, and Nottingham will be happy for that. Puck is going to come out of the zone, and Saric is going to have to fight with Bergin for it. Herbauer gets it back. 50 seconds left. 6 Steelers, 5 Nottingham Panthers. Icing will be called. No, Danny Mars. St. Pierre thought icing should be called. Back with Jeff Le Gui to Herbauer. Herbauer shoots. Great save by St. Pierre. Glove save. Just got a bit on it. And that could be the final chance of the night for the Sheffield Steelers. A bit of afters there with David Clark and Herbauer. Here comes Le Gui. Throws one, a bouncing one, a bobbling one. And then McCaslin it was, who took Phillips from inside the crease. 18 seconds left. Nottingham haven't had a chance of the empty net. They might just get one here. And the puck goes over the boards. And Rick, I think Corey Nielsen, his night's work is done.
Oh, he's a happy man. Right here is a great scoring chance. Right to Herbauer, quick shot. Great save by St. Pierre. Here we go. Let's watch this. Right in the slot. Gets it away. Glove save. Perfect.
Yeah. There was always going to be one chance, and St. Pierre was the man for it, wasn't he?
No, they had their one chance, and he came up big.
So the face-off is won by the Nottingham Panthers. He comes all the way back. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. This game's over. Steelers led 2-1 at the end of the first period. A disastrous final minute of the middle session and a 4-0 period for the Nottingham Panthers. Sheffield came back in the third period. They won it 1-0. It was all too little, too late. Nottingham Panthers have a 4-point weekend. They're really back in the title hunt right now. David Matzos, having had a good winning streak, well, he'll be scratching his head. Corey Nielsen has won the battle of the Matzos and Nielsens. Panthers win this one 5-3. Plenty of reaction and interviews to come after this break. Don't go anywhere. 4-point weekend for the Nottingham Panthers. They dominated the Steelers, but early doors, right off the back of St. Pierre, Talbot makes it 1-0 on the power play. Panthers back in it though. Corey Nielsen's own power play goal as he goes 5-0 on Andrew Werner. And then Nottingham really took the game to the Sheffield Steelers, but a momentum changer. Or so we thought at the time. Captain Jonathan Phillips makes it 2-1 at the end of the first period. Brilliant by Lakovic. Great finish by Mann. We're tied at 2 apiece. And then just a crazy, crazy period. Brilliant, brilliant. Jay Galbraith, 3-2. Then McCaslin weaves his magic. Puck comes back out to Demore. He shoots and scores 4-2. He had agoraphobia there, didn't he? And then, well, only seconds remain in the period. And the man of the moment, he was absolutely outstanding all weekend. Robert Lakovic, congratulations to your son. He made it 5-2. Elvis had left the building, folks. Sheffield came back. Talbot got his second of the night. That made it 5-3, but it was all a little bit too little and all a little bit too late for the Sheffield Steelers. And you know what, folks? The Nottingham Panthers, they confuse me. They confuse us all because Rick Strachan, one night, they look brilliant. They look outstanding. And you think to yourself, this is the only team that should be in the title hunt. This is the only team that should be winning the league championship. And then they go and lose in Hull, with no disrespect to Hull, but they're losing games they shouldn't win. What is it with the Panthers?
Well, they started out the first 10 games of the year, and they were the best team we've seen in a long time. You know, they kind of a patch where they won some, lost some, and then tonight, that's the best hockey team we've seen in a long time. They had everything. They had size, skill. Their system was excellent. They played as a team, and they dominated the Sheffield Steelers.
You know, folks, we do our interviews with the head coaches, don't we? You'll be seeing them in a moment, Corey Nielsen and David Matzos. And while all the technical guys there are getting their stuff together, we stand and we talk to the coaches. And David Matzos looked at us like we had got two heads when we said the Sheffield Steelers were out-muscled tonight. Physically, we're dominated by the likes of Demore and LaRocque and Bergin. Well, I know what I saw, and the Sheffield Steelers were dominated physically tonight, weren't they?
And add Clark in there, McCaslin. They were just bigger tonight. They were bigger. They wanted it more. The size advantage, huge advantage to Nottingham, and they used it tonight. They knocked around the small Sheffield Steeler forwards, and after a while they wore them down, and they broke them down, and then just dominated them.
The Nottingham Panthers, they went to the net. They had a purpose. I used that Cameron Mann goal. Brilliant by Lakovic. He rode the check by Dagenet. And the youngster who had no right to make that play, no right to make that pass, makes a gilt-edge pass, doesn't he? Right on the stick of Cameron Mann. And that was something perhaps the Steelers didn't do. They never got into those dirty zones.
No, Nottingham, what they did is they got the puck wide, and then their big guys went to the net, and then they threw the pucks to the net, and there was rebounds. And, you know, what happens when guys go to the net, the rebounds, they tie up a guy, and the third guy walks in and buries 3 open nets.
Yeah. Well, as we say, folks, the Sheffield Steelers were leading 2-1 at the end of the first period. Then it was 2-2, and then a crazy minute spell. Crazy minute spell. Let's just take a look at it. First of all, well, as I said earlier, if I'd have had anything but a stick mark in my hand, I'd have been giving Galbraith a round of applause. Brilliant.
Well, there's not too many guys in the league who can do that. He's got sweet hands and right there, just patience, walks around a couple guys and then buries it.
Demore scores here. Whose responsibility is it to get Demore there? Is it Wood, the defenseman, or is it the forward coming back?
Oh, it's a communication thing. Wood is already backed up. He's got to tell, he can see, he's got to tell Legui to pick him up. Cameron
Mann's played with some good players. I tell you what, Robert Lakovic, on this weekend's performance, he's right up there. He had a great weekend, didn't he? And he deserved his goal.
Once again, there's the rebound. There's 2 Sheffield Steelers there. Lakovic is not unmarked, shoots it right in the open net.
So tell me, how does Corey Nielsen now deliver the championship? Because Neil Black, Gary Moran, they've worked so hard to get the Panthers club, their organisation, into a position where they should be delivering a championship. Now it's Nielsen's responsibility. What does he have to do to deliver it?
He's just got to make sure his team is ready to play every single night. And against the Hulls, the Edinburghs, the Newcastles, he cannot lose to those teams if he wants to win.
Okay, well, we spoke to Corey Nelson a little bit earlier, but before that, we spoke to David Matzos. Dave, not the result you were looking for after playing so well in Nottingham on Boxing Day here at the arena tonight.
No, obviously we were looking for a split, and I thought, fair enough in games like this, like we were in it, but I don't even know. I can't even put words on what happened those last 2 minutes of the second period. It's a game where everything kind of slowed down for us, and they just kept everything in fast forward. And guys guilty of watching the play evolve and not picking up their men. And obviously you're playing against a strong offensive team, and if you let that happen, they're gonna kill you. And in 2 minutes they just swayed the game in their favor.
Just talk us through, after the first period, you went in 2-1 up, and obviously things looking good. Nottingham come back at 2-2. They did have some momentum going into that final couple of minutes, but what was the feeling like on the bench? Just talk us through what was going through your mind and what was going through your bench's mind at that time.
They tied up 2-2, and we knew it wasn't going to be a walk. And, that's the thing. At 2-2, not a big deal. Net drive, we had a guy there, just got a stick on it at the last minute, man did. But you know what? There was still so much game to play. Even when they went up 3-2, we weren't happy with the way that happened. I mean, obviously, a guy walking in the net like that, but you know what? There's still loads of game left. I mean, there's a lot of game left, and then the next two came, and it was just absolute silence. You know what? Nobody was happy because everybody knew that we stopped. It's like somebody hit the pause button on our team and kept their team in fast forward, and it's not good enough. I mean, these two games with the crowd and the build-up and everything else, I mean, this is as close to any championship game you'll get to, any Game 7, any playoff final or anything like that. And this club has to figure out how to win tight games again, because it's just not good enough. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Doesn't get easier. You get Coventry next week. What do you do in the next 7 days to put this right?
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of stuff done. I mean, it's gonna come down to either buying into the little things and doing the little things that it takes to win. And if you can't buy into that, then you know what? Then you're fair enough. Pack your bags and go home. I mean, then that's all it is. We did so many little things in the past that brought success here. Now we're off of it. We need guys to be accountable. We need guys to step up in leadership areas where we lost our leadership. We're capable, definitely, but it's got to be corrected straight away.
Corey, congratulations, a 4-point weekend, and against your nearest and dearest rivals. You might have ruined my Christmas, but you've had a pretty good one yourself.
Yeah, anytime you beat a team of that quality, the champions as they are, it's a big weekend. I'm thrilled, relishing the moment.
Yeah. You went behind twice, but you didn't panic, and you 1-0 down. You scored yourself a 1-1, 2-1 down, came back, and then just gradually took over, and then had a golden period, didn't you, at the end of the second session?
Yeah, we were trying to take actually a page out of Mr. Matzos' book and grind it out, playing solid defense, and I think as a team this year we've improved in a lot of areas, and that being one, just being a little bit more patient, trying not to get too crazy in the offensive zone and allow a lot of odd man rushes, and tonight we did that. We did a very good job and not letting them come down on us and giving them too many chances, and defended well.
A few weeks ago, you and I were down in Cardiff, and McCaslin scores a wonder goal, and you said to me, probably only McCaslin can score that. And then you got Galbraith, who then goes and scores one tonight that perhaps only Galbraith can score.
Yeah, he's got those hands. I mean, I brought him in when I touted him as my recruiting. He was a Ronaldo type dribbler, like that kind of skill. And you saw tonight. I mean, sometimes he gets those D-men kind of wanting. So he's an exceptional player.
Okay. Now, we've seen how well Nottingham can play. We saw at the start of the year, we've seen in these two games over Christmas how well you can play. And this is a team that should be delivering a championship. You must go to bed at night thinking that, yes, you can win it. You have nights like in Hull. Is it just a concentration thing now that you've just got to get right and the Panthers can deliver this title?
Well, unfortunately, if I knew exactly what it was, those nights wouldn't happen. Yeah, it would be geniuses. But just keeping on the same page as tonight, being a little bit more solid defensively. We think we've got the horsepower, the offensive players to, contribute that way and take care of a game in those situations. We have the firepower. If we not allow them those chances, those game-breaking chances, momentum-changing things, then we should be fine. And just keeping that kind of game going.
Okay, congratulations. Good weekend.
Thanks very much.
Let's take a look then at the results from Sunday night. The Coventry Blaze 6-2 over the Cardiff Devils. Cardiff again just not winning on the road, only scoring 2 goals on their travels as well. The Hull Stingrays, big weekend for them, 4 points. They beat out the Edinburgh Capitals 5-3. Belfast 6-2 over Newcastle. And then, of course, our game from tonight, Steelers 3, the Nottingham Panthers 5. Boy, oh boy, is it tight. And that 4-point weekend for the Nottingham Panthers, well, that's certainly, they're the winners of the weekend. Belfast and Coventry, of course, they split the weekend. Cardiff Devils just falling off the top 4 right now. Newcastle picked up their 2 points. Sheffield, that 5-point gap. And, of course, that's the league table as of the 27th of December. There's games taking place in the week, so don't forget to get on the old laptop and www.skysports.com, and you'll get all the up-to-date league tables as well. And it is so tight. We've been saying it all year. It's getting a little boring, but the Nottingham Panthers are definitely back into this. And you and I, when we see them play like that, we think to ourselves, that's the team that should be winning the championship.
Well, it's a team that has all the talent to win the championship. They got to do it every night, though. They can't take a night off. They can't just go into a rink and say, we're that good, we can win. You're going to have to go out there and pay the price to win. I
was going to say, folks, because the Nottingham Panthers should be winning a championship, but I don't think anybody involved at the top of the sport, involved in the management of clubs and involved here with you and I, we don't think they are going to win it, but you know, when you've got a McCaslin, when you've got a Galbraith, when you've got a Nielsen, when you've got a David Clark, these guys should be delivering it, shouldn't they?
They have all the talent, all the skill. They have all the pieces. They just got to put the puzzle together, and you know what? They can do it. They'll win this championship.
Again, you know when I was telling you about David Matsas looking like we got 2 heads at Rick and I, we spoke with Corey Nielsen straight afterwards as well, and he was saying, well, you know what, everybody, like the New York Rangers, nobody wants us to win. They're all gearing up against us. Is that something that's perhaps in the back of his mind, that he feels the world's against him?
Well, I'm sure at times, he feels that the world's against them. When you're the biggest club in the league, everybody wants to knock you off that perch. When a player walks into the Nottingham Arena and sees what a beautiful facility, he wants to have the best game of his life.
He does indeed. Well, Nottingham are challenging for a championship. So are Coventry, so are Belfast. Good idea that we see them in our next game. And we'll be at the Sky Dome Arena. Sky Sports Extra, this is the graphic, but it's Sky Sports 4 by the time that game comes around on Friday the 8th of January. 8 o'clock is when you set your videos and your Sky Plus 4 as well. And we like going to the Sky Dome, and it means we get to see McMorrow in the Sky Dome. That should be fun, shouldn't it?
Oh, it's great watching him play. What an entertainer. And anytime he steps on the ice, something's happening. Just
one final point. David Matsas, he won't sleep tonight, will he? He's got some serious thinking to do with his team.
He's got to figure out how to make this team win. They've won a lot of games against Hull, Edinburgh, Newcastle. How is he going to win? How is he going to beat Belfast, Coventry, Nottingham? Well, folks, I hope your Christmas and New Year was, well, a lot better than mine. The Nottingham Panthers, a 4-point weekend over the Sheffield Steelers. We'll see you at the Sky Dome. McMorrow in Coventry, you shouldn't miss that one.